Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
This is the Closing Bell on the Stock Movers Report. The companies making moves at the close of U.S. trading with Carol Massar, Tim Stenovec, Romaine Bostick, and Scarlett Fu.
You know, you have those days where you just don't have enough Bloomberg screens, and we have a lot of them. This is one of those days for me as well. All right, back to the big caps. S&P 500, folks. Most names actually in the index, so more of a bullish tone, if you will. 322 names, Katie, higher in the Friday's trade and 179 to the downside.
Similar story if you take a look at the sectors here. What was your big winner on the day actually was healthcare. We know it's been a phenomenal week for that sector as a whole, continuing on this Friday. It's exciting to say that tech was actually down today for the last several days. Of course, on the right of your screen, information technology has been green. That hasn't been the case today, down about 0.3% as a sector. But even still, more winners than losers, and the S&P 500, Carol, just barely finishing in the green.
All right, guys, let's go to some of the individual gainers. U.S. rare earth ticker USAR soaring, hit an all-time high in today's session, 24% higher at its best levels of the session, finishing the close with about a 14% gain. This coming after CNBC reported that the company is in close communications with the Trump administration. When asked whether the company would be open to a deal with the U.S. government, we know that the government here in the U.S. has taken stakes in rare earths company MP Materials and miner Lithium Americas. The U.S. Rare Earth CEO Barbara Humpton supporting these government stake deals, according to CNBC. That stock 130% higher here in 2025. About 11% of the float is short. We
just spoke to Barbara Humpton.
She was still at Siemens. This was just a little while ago, a week and a half ago.
Yeah, she just started this week at the new company.
Yeah, so interesting. We'll have to check in with her again. Reddit rallying at its best levels, up 6%, finishing with a gain of more than 3%. Analysts expressing confidence in the company's revenue. As of Thursday's close, though, the stock had shed about 26% since peaking in mid-September, including a tumble earlier this week due to concerns about a drop in OpenAI citations. Now, keep in mind the ALS community, a lot of them coming out. Oppenheimer has an outperform rating, and they say, we believe certain third-party data providers indicating reduced ChatGPT Gemini usage of Reddit data in September is a measurement issue and not reflective of actual user or LLM behavior. So that was Oppenheimer, but a lot of other analysts, similar messages. Rumble, thank you, Tim, for this one, up about 16% in today's session. The video platform and cloud services provider rallying after entering into a strategic partnership with Perplexity to develop a new subscription model, combining the pro features of each platform. I feel like I'm speaking a foreign language. Stock is down about 35% year to date. 20% of the float is short.
Don't worry. It's a big TAM there.
Yeah.
The ARPU.
The ARPU.
There we go.
I love some ARPU. Okay.
All right. Let's get on over to some of the decliners today. I want to start with Palantir. This was the biggest decliner on a percentage basis in the S&P 500, down 7.5%. It actually fell about 8.7% earlier in the session. This following a Reuters report that its battlefield communication system was seriously flawed. Palantir and Anduril came out with a statement after that and said the issues in the report were out of date and inaccurate, and that the systems had already been addressed. That didn't do much to change the direction of the trade today, at least when it came to Palantir shares. Reports down 7.5%.
Ouch.
Palantir stock down 7.5%. Also, Roblox shares down more than 8% today. Shares fell the most intraday since August after an analyst at M Science came out and said that U.S. bookings growth has decelerated sharply from recent highs. That said, Corey Barrett expects bookings growth to remain, quote, at or near recent highs in non-core markets, ex-US and Western Europe. And finally, watching shares of casino companies, gaming companies that have a large presence in Macau. Wynn Resorts, Las Vegas Sands, both falling more than 7% today. Citi says national passenger data from China's travel ministry for the first 2 days of Golden Week was weaker than expected. Wynn gets about 51% of its revenue from its Macau operations. Las Vegas Sands gets about 62% of its revenue from Macau.
All right, let's take a quick look at yields here. We actually did see yields actually rise today, second straight day. Of course, this is coming off of what we had seen over the previous days where it had been in the opposite direction. We should point out on a weekly basis, we're still looking at a two-year yield lower than where it was 1 week ago today, 3.573 and change. That's where we stand right now heading into next week, guys.
All right, guys, let's get to some of the interesting stories on our radar. And we talk, obviously ongoing about inflation and where we still continue to see pressures. Well, global meat prices extending a rally to a record on tight beef supply. So global meat prices, as I said, a fresh record in September to the longest run of monthly gains since 2021, Tim.
Yeah, the index tracking meat commodity costs rose 0.7%. Meat was the only main food commodity group tracked to increase in September, also supported by higher sheep meat prices. Got a few issues facing the U.S. right now. We have a smaller number of cattle, actually, but also we import a lot of beef from around the world, specifically from Brazil. But remember those 40% tariffs that the president slapped on Brazil just in the last month or so? That affects the price of that coming in.
I see these pictures of cows and it makes me not want to eat.
You know what you could do, though? I mean, if you're having a little trouble affording meat, you could stretch it out with sauces. Guys, I saw this story today that apparently the U.S. has been taken over by sauce. The U.S. condiments category is now at $12 billion. That's a 50% jump from where it was just prior to the pandemic. Basically, everyone likes to put sauce on everything. And by everyone, I mean everyone but me.
You don't like it sauce?
No. I don't like sauce either. I like, just some salt. That's it.
Yeah.
Salt?
Yeah.
Salt,
Shame
pepper.
on you.
Keep it simple.
It works. It works. I will say, I can't believe that no one said that there's a bull market in beef right now. I feel like that was a really easy joke.
Are you saying we're stupid?
No, I'm just saying it was right there for the taking.
We were letting it, we're letting it go for you.
What kind of sauce does Carol Massar?
Bernaise.
Bernaise. Okay.
Fancy.
You know what?
I still remember the first time I ever took her out to dinner and she ordered, what was it? The escargot? What was the thing you ordered?
Probably
I don't know.
escargot.
It was something expensive.
You know what?
Snails. That's all I know.
I'm still waiting for the first time Romaine takes me out.
It was like snails and champagne.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't, Tim, do you eat?
I do, yeah.
I walk by your desk every day.
Do you want to know what Tim had for lunch today? It was good. It was
This is
beets
personal.
and tofu.
This is personal.
Well, now
tofu.
everyone
Can I just
knows.
tell you
And
guys?
now you know why I haven't asked you out for dinner.
You want to know if he eats? His
Tell
empty food dish is right here
Guys.
in the studio.
Listen,
His food
every
dish?
day.
because you asked,
What's
I'm more
it?
of a hot sauce person.
Okay.
More of a hot sauce person.
You are?
Yeah, and the trick is you don't need to put them in the refrigerator. It actually tastes better if you keep them out of the refrigerator.
I like hot sauce.
Yeah, so
I didn't know you
maybe a
were.
little Cholula, Valentina.
You
hot
guys can
sauce.
go on hot ones.
Yeah.
Hot sauce in your
that would be
swag
fun.
there.
That would be fun.
I would make it to like the second wing. That's it.
Crying from your
Yeah,
eyeballs.
I absolutely would be sweating profusely.
Great.
Yeah. Here's a pro tip. If you ever go to Southeast Asia and they ask you if you want it spicy, say no.
Say no.
You need to stop talking because
I learned that the hard way.
For not wrapping this. All right.
I'm still waiting for Romaine to take me out to dinner.
Don't hold your breath. No, just kidding. Have a good weekend, guys.
It's time for us to
Be well.
move over.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
All right, goodbye.
So
See yourself
lame.
out, please.
All right, that is a wrap.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.